Hi, we're Brett and Taylor, and we're married.
I knew from our first date that I could fall in love with you. I knew from the moment I fell in love with you that I wanted to marry you.
First time we hung out in person was a group date. It was pretty platonic and innocent. There was like not a boyfriend but another guy in the picture at the time, and so she was super like honest with me, and she just went, look, I'm kind of seeing somebody. They were around before you. I need to see where this goes first. So 4 months later, I got a text that says, where are you? We were together for about 6 years, and then when I moved to Nashville, we were both just kind of, you know, I'm a starving artist and she's kind of transition in career, and it was like one of those things where we didn't know exactly what it was, but we needed to be apart to grow up before we could come back together and work together.
About a breakup, sometimes you just gotta break down.
I have some sad songs about her and our breakup too.
You had my heart a long, long time ago.
One of the first times I remember hearing one of his songs on the radio, I was driving to work, and it was like 7 in the morning. I had like an hour commute, and all of a sudden I heard one of his songs.
I can't stay without you, no.
It was really hard because it brought up a lot of emotion. And sometimes some of the songs, when we weren't together and I would hear songs on his record, I would be like, oh, you know, maybe there's some inspiration there from our relationship. But then there were others that were very apparent. And without talking to him about it, I knew, and it was hard. It was really hard, but I was also so proud of him. I really was. I mean, all my friends still to this day always were like, we knew you were gonna get back together with him. The way you talked about him when you guys weren't together, you always said the most positive, amazing things. And I don't know that I even noticed I was saying that, but that's truly how I felt. It was hard to not be able to express that to him in the moment, but I guess a mix of emotions for sure. So we're getting married at the Bighorn Golf Club in Palm Desert, California. We just love it. It's so unique and so special and important to us, and I think we just fell in love with it at first sight. So knew it was the place to be.
Really pretty, special spot.
I think for both of us, Southern California is a really special place, and Brett being from Southern California, and then, you know, again, I grew up going there, so it's important to me as well, and I feel like I almost grew up there as well.
We chose a venue that's not a traditional wedding venue, so there's not like a handful of packages to choose from. They don't offer everything that we want, so it's basically an a la carte wedding where everything has to be handled kind of individually, and so that's a little bit tricky, but there's a bigger payoff. It's a beautiful spot. It's really exclusive for us. It's getting to do Palm Springs, Palm Desert without really doing, you know, all of the like kind of common everyday things that we've grown up doing.
Justin Alexander reached out to me, and it actually was very surprising. I had tried on a handful of dresses, and you know, I liked a few, but none of them really just felt right. And so they reached out to me and offered to do a custom gown, and which was, I mean, really a dream come true for, I think, anyone. The most special part about the dress, and the thing that was just really emotional when I tried it on, and really, you know, really hit home, was just that it was unique to me and is something that I felt very comfortable in. And not only that, just the detail of the dress and the work that was put into it was so beautiful. It is form-fitting. I would say it's a mermaid dress, but it's sheer, so it's not overly conservative, kind of in between. But again, it just really embodies me. I feel very comfortable in it. I think it will translate well.
I promise that in hard times you will never have to question my love and commitment, that this is for life and that you are my forever.
I think the coolest thing was that right before the band started playing, we had a couple friends that are artists come play. Gavin DeGraw is obviously somebody that I've been a huge fan of for a really long time, so it was incredible that it worked out for him to be there, and he sang a really beautiful love song of his called More Than Anyone.
I'm gonna love you more than anyone.
you know, kind of last minute, we found out that Lee Bryce and his wife Sarah were going to be able to make it, and so we asked Lee to play as well, because we had him sing "I Don't Dance." 'Cause I don't dance. Their songs were kind of on the romantic wedding-y side, which they both do very well. Yeah, I mean, you know, if everybody in the country music family could have been there, we would have asked them all to sing, but we understand they got to go out and make a living too, so.
We picked a song, it's a pretty obvious one, it's Forever Young, but we kind of wanted to do a little bit of a twist with it. So we had some of our very dear friends sing the song for us, and they kind of put their own touch to it.
I was actually thinking that I wouldn't sing. Just my feeling was she comes to 5 concerts a week, she's probably not wanting that to be a part of the wedding. But then I found out that she did want me to sing, and so I had to go through the process of figuring out what that was going to be. Obviously I love singing, that's what I do for a living, but I didn't know that was going to be part of the wedding.
What was really special to me, and I think you as well, is that Brett's dad's a pastor.
He's done 1,000 weddings, way more than 1,000 weddings, but also I'm his only son, and so he didn't want to be the preacher for the entire wedding. He wanted to actually attend his son's wedding. And so one of the cool things we did is my manager, who's also one of my groomsmen and one of my close friends, after my dad kind of did the introduction, Van slid in and did most of the ceremony. My dad didn't come back until the official part.
Because God has ordained it, because the state recognizes it, but most of all, because your love permits it. I pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
We wrote our own vows too.
Yeah, wrote our own vows. That was a big one. My heart is so full when I think about how many beautiful versions of you and us that I'll get to continue to experience for the rest of our lives.
I cried writing the vows. We've been together almost 10 years. I mean, on and off, we definitely had our things, but when you've known somebody that long, it's really overwhelming to sit down and put into few words, like how you feel about somebody that you've known for 10 years.
I promise that in hard times you will never have to question my love and commitment, that this is for life and that you are my forever.
And so actually saying them when you have wedding nerves and a bunch of people staring at you, it doesn't feel like a stage, I'll tell you that. It's a whole different feeling. So yeah, that was definitely the moment that got me the most.
The venue that we're getting married at, their food is incredible. So we really trusted them, but we served a pretty basic, I mean, we had a steak and we had a chicken with a lemon butter sauce, and then a vegan option, of course. Started with salad, and our dessert was wedding cake. We had 2 different flavors. We did a vanilla cake with, had a banana cream kind of filling in one of them, and the other one was also vanilla with a kind of strawberry filling.
And I think the gift bags are cool. In the gift bags, there's
true.
a little something from California, a little something from Arizona, a little something from Seattle, a little something from Nashville, a little something from Ole Miss, which is where I went to school and where we got engaged. A little note explaining why it was all in there, and I think that's cool. I mean, we're not the first to do that, but I think it was cool to kind of give them a taste or a vibe of all the places that are special to us.
Nashville is absolutely in our future for a long time. We just bought a place together, and so that's exciting, and it feels more like we're putting our stamp on it together, which is fun. And I don't know, I mean, maybe in a perfect
there
world,
will be a Southern California property for sure.
Yeah.
But Nashville will be full-time. We like, when we start talking about kids and stuff, the school systems, and that's the most desirable.
Starting that next chapter in our lives, kids, family, and just starting our own family. I think we have the itch. We've known each other for 10 years, and we've selfishly been able to live our lives, just have a lot of fun, travel. I feel like we've kind of experienced the Brett and Taylor life, so we're ready.
As soon as nature allows.
He really is my best friend, and it's always been that way. We have a lot of fun together.
I think being able to be best friends with the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with is the most important thing, and we definitely have that. She has a very pure, kind heart. When we reconnected, it was like the skies opened up, and it was perfect timing.